Hi, I'm Vanessa Kynes and I'm a Pinterest marketing strategist for creative small businesses. I help creative businesses like you craft Pinterest marketing strategies to drive traffic to their site and grow in visibility. Today's video is all about the new best practices that you need to be paying attention to succeed on Pinterest. Pinterest as a platform is always evolving. It's important to know which strategies are in and which strategies are out. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top new things that you need to pay attention to drive traffic to your site using Pinterest. There are definitely some new changes to Pinterest in March 2018. Learn with me the strategies that you need to know to succeed on Pinterest. Now, if you've been using Pinterest for a while, you don't need to worry about doing a complete overhaul of your Pinterest marketing strategy. A lot of these things won't seem new to you. In fact, they're not new. I'm not an alarmist. When I looked at the new key strategies that I linked to in my blog post from Pinterest, I didn't worry. Those are the things that I've been using for myself and for my clients for a while now. But there are a couple things that you do need to highlight and that Pinterest really wants to highlight for us as Pinterest users for business. The first thing is to pin consistently. Pinterest would prefer for you to sit down and pin 10 pins a day during the optimal times, which are generally in the evening, several times a week, then getting in once a week and pinning 70 pins at once. By doing this, you're actively engaging on the platform and being a good user. So what does this mean for you as a small business owner? I use a Pinterest scheduler called Tailwind, and I love it, you guys. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I love Tailwind, and then I actually have a course on how to use it to automate your Pinterest marketing strategies. Tailwind is going to allow you to sit down once a week or even once a month and to schedule out your pins so that you can actively stay on the platform pinning regularly. So if you have a busy month or you know you're going to be taking off for a vacation or holiday, Tailwind allows you to stay active on the platform. So remember, the key principle here is to utilize the platform consistently, even if it just means 10 pieces of content a day or 10 pins a day versus getting on irregularly and pinning a bunch at once. So I wouldn't say that's super new. We've always encouraged you to be consistent on the platform, but more than ever, Pinterest wants you to be consistent regularly. The second best practice is to create multiple pin images and even consider offering different pin descriptions for those images. So what I mean is you might have one piece of content, for example, how to use Pinterest, and instead of having one pin image that leads back to that source, create multiple ones. I try to have at least 2 pins per post that have different styles and even different text overlay, meaning some kind of text on the pin that has a call to action to invite people to click over. Remember, Pinterest has a wide variety of users and you never know which pin is going to perform better. Now, the other thing that Pinterest mentioned is using a different pin description for different pins. And the reason why they recommend this is one pin might show up in search more than the other. So what this might look like for you is having one pin image and using 2 different pin descriptions, or maybe you have 2 different pin images and using different pin descriptions for each of those. So one of them might say, learn my best Pinterest marketing strategies, and the second one might say, are you interested in learning how to use Pinterest? In this post, I'm talking about Pinterest marketing strategies. Those are just some small ideas of different ways that you can utilize the same keywords in the pin description, Pinterest marketing, in different ways. So consider ways that you can create different pin descriptions for the same piece of content. Now, this third thing is definitely not new, but I think Pinterest and even myself have seen that people still aren't utilizing this properly, and that is to optimize your boards for search. So one thing I want to highlight is in the past we've seen that boards have follow, meaning you can follow a board, have showed up in the Pinterest Smart Feed. They went away for a while and now they're actually back. And so the reason why Pinterest wants you to highlight this is optimize your boards for search. Don't use cutesy names or things like yummy for a board on recipes. Use a descriptive keyword. So it could be something as simple as desserts, or you can take it a little bit further and say if it's a board on pumpkin desserts, it could be pumpkin dessert ideas. Yes, it's not super sexy and doesn't sound really creative, but you're optimizing it for search so that Pinterest knows what this board contains so that if someone is searching for those things in the Pinterest search feed, they're going to be able to locate that board and locate the content within that board. So don't forget to optimize your boards for search. The next thing to highlight is that followers do matter, sort of. So In the past, we've heard a lot of people say that followers do not matter on Pinterest. And yes, that's sort of true in the way that they operate on, let's say, a platform like Instagram. But in my opinion, followers always have matter. I've always seen that my accounts that have a large number of people do get pins more actively. And so what the Pinterest Smart Feed has done is when you pin something, it does show it to your followers first. If your followers tend to respond well to your pins and engage with them, whether that's through clicks or through saves, then they'll show them to 10 times more people who have related interests to your followers. So that's how followers work on Pinterest. Now, I was at Pinterest headquarters in March of 2018, and I really wanted to ask, are we going to be penalized, or are people who don't have a lot of followers not going to get seen? And the answer was no. It's really more about, does your content fit what that pinner is looking for? Does it inspire them? Is it active? Is it actionable? Is it useful? Those are the things that Pinterest are looking for. So now Pinterest has recently made the announcement that they have a follower feed. So for all those people who are wishing they could see what their favorite content creators are creating, you now can go directly to the follower feed and look and see what they're pinning. Now, everybody doesn't have it yet, but they're going to be rolling it out in the next few weeks, hopefully, and you'll be able to play around with it. And so the great thing about this is you're going to be able to capture your audience with your content. Make sure your content is good. So if that content performs well with your followers, then you're communicating to Pinterest that your content will be relevant for other people who aren't following you. Another thing is it's going to be easier to follow people on Pinterest. They're going to make suggestions for people that might be someone you want to follow. And the other thing I want to highlight is that you should be encouraging your audiences on maybe Instagram or Facebook to join you on Pinterest and to follow you. So now I feel like there's a greater call to action to get people pinning with you on Pinterest. Now I want to highlight, it's not about what Aunt Sally is pinning on her journey to, let's say, keto recipes. It's more about what your favorite content creators are creating and what people who you are inspired by and that help you take action on ideas. Those are the people that you want to follow and encourage your followers to follow you there. The last thing I want to encourage you is to encourage saving and pinning from your site. I actually have an e-guide that you can purchase on how to make your blog posts Pinterest friendly. And what I mean is, make sure you have a way for people to pin from your site onto the Pinterest platform. It's free PR. If people show up on your site through another platform or maybe even Pinterest and they love what you're sharing and they want to take action on your ideas, make it easy for them to pin the content to Pinterest. If you want to learn more about my strategies for this, you can pick up my e-guide. It's super affordable in my shop on my website. So those are the new best practices that Pinterest is recommending for succeeding in driving traffic to your site from Pinterest. Are you excited about some of these features? I know that I personally am. I love that Pinterest wants to be a place where people take action and find new ideas. I'm all about being practical, and I feel like as a platform, Pinterest is super practical for the everyday person. If you're ready to get started on Pinterest and you need some help, you can pick up my free Pinterest Startup Guide in the link below, where I help you get started on Pinterest. If you're looking for more Pinterest marketing tips, you can subscribe to my YouTube page, where I'm sharing about my favorite Pinterest updates and tips so that you can drive traffic to your site using Pinterest. Thanks so much.